BPO agent today does a lot. She does some BPOs, but she still helps people buy and sell property. There are a lot of BPO agents out there that all they do is BPOs. Okay, and the only way that they can make a lot of money is to do a lot
Exactly.
of BPOs. Okay, so you got to understand that that can work to your advantage in that if you get somebody that's busy and they're trying to do 15 BPOs a day, think about it. Get in your car, driving around to 15 different locations, taking pictures, determining values. That's a tremendous amount of work. So, how much thought do you really think goes into it? Not a lot. So, if you can help them not have to think by providing a copy of the contract and decent comparables that support or come close to supporting that, that is an opportunity rather than a curse.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, let's see. Do bank BPOs? Let's see. Do bank BPOs look at comps that are sold, for sale, and foreclosures, or do they just look at comps that are for sale now to gauge a price?
Well, I definitely say they don't look at necessarily what's for sale now. If they're going to do anything other than look at solds, they're going to tighten the number of months they want to see, which in most instances they would love to see that it has sold within the last 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first thing they're going to look at. Secondly, before they're going to look at what's for sale, they're going to look at what's pending. Now, unfortunately, I will tell you though that it does not ask us on the forms that we fill in as a rule of thumb, is it active or pending? If a good agent would say this one is actually pending in the comments section to show it has more weight and more validity because somebody has validated the price. Now, the other way to look at a pending is, yeah, they may have validated the price by making it pending, but we don't know what it's pending for.
Okay.
So I guess I've come round circle in that answer and say the only thing you really know is the solds.
Right. Now let me ask you a question. Okay. Do you ever take into consideration the fact that the time frame involved here? Okay, you're at a home. There are souls that justify X value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but yet you know what's happening in the market,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that if this is the beginning of a short sale, the BPO is getting done. You're probably a minimum of 4 to 6 months before something gets closed. Given the depreciation that's happening, do you ever take into accountability? You know what? These I've got these solds, I've got these pendings, but I also know that more than likely, given current historical tracks, that by the time this thing gets done, my BPO might even be out of date. Or and do you make any adjustments for what you think is happening to the market in the next 3 or 4 months?
No.
No.
Let me tell you why. When we get a BPO order, we have no idea where the short is, if there's a short going on, or if this is just a situation where a homeowner has started missing some payments. I would say, honestly, 80% of the BPOs I do are not listed, have not been listed, and still show a sale date back of 2 to 3 years ago.
Okay.
Okay? So I have no idea of knowing where they are in this process.
And the only way she's going to find out is if you show up at the BPO, okay? If you aren't showing up at your BPOs to inform the BPO agent of where the process is and what's going on, then you don't have a shot in you
Right.
know what in having any success, okay? Because if again, this all evolves around opinions and personalities. There's no magical formulas here, but if you get somebody with a personality and understands the human side of things, and you can say, hey, this is the third offer we've had on this
Right.
price. This is the history. This is what's happened. We just, if we can get here, then we can get this thing done. You got a shot. If you don't, you don't have a shot. So you need to be, if there's anything that you're doing in your business, the most important thing, with the capital the most important thing is showing up at your BPOs. I'm guilty of not showing up at some of mine. Things get hectic sometimes. I've painfully made aware of that when the bank tells us what the BPO came back at. Okay, I can see a marked difference in the ones I go to and the ones I don't. So, um, let's see. My real estate agent and friend told me that BPO agents today are being heavily scrutinized. is this the case, and will it make it harder to get a favorable short sale outcome? This is from a gentleman named Joe. I don't know where Joe's from because he doesn't have a signature on here, but obviously I think, and I'll let you kind of take it from here, but I think just from the previous questions and the quality control, I guess you'd call it quality control, given the fact that they won't let you do certain things that, a lot of these clearinghouses are trying to, they dictate it, even if you feel the value is X, but the listing price is Y, then they're making it hard for you to deviate far from that. So, are you being scrutinized? Yes. The report goes from you
To
where?
quality control.
To quality control, and they have a.
And I think it does matter though, because I know some software programs, and the software programs vary from company to company that we do BPOs for. But like for example, if it's a point system, it's almost like being in school. If I get 100 points on a BPO, I think it automatically skips quality control.
Gotcha.
And it gets passed through quicker.
Gotcha.
Now that 100, so by me following their guidelines and giving them a BPO that passes at 100%, it also streamlines their process.
Gotcha.
And less money is spent on their part controlling what I've done.
Right.
Or reviewing what I've done. Because the software itself has scored my BPO at 100.
So think about it. If you're a BPO agent, you're gonna want to, are you really gonna want to buck the system that much?
Right.
You want to get your report through. You don't want to have to explain yourself all the time. Sometimes it's easier to try and make the report. It may end up higher because you're trying to get your BPO through without getting flagged or harassed.
Because once you're done, and again, let's talk about that BPO agent that's doing 15 in a day. You're done. That file's gone in the drawer. You don't want them calling you and saying, can you pull that file back out and tell me why you did X, Y, Z? Because now what I was able to accomplish in 30 minutes has now taken more of my time, and I've made less money per BPO. So you don't want quality control scrutinizing your file.
Right. All right. This is interesting. It's somewhat relative to what we just discussed, but a gentleman named Bernie has asked this question. He says, where do you get your comps from? This is more of a comment than a question, but they are doing a great disservice to the lender and the entire real estate market by giving higher than realistic sales figures when submitting a BPO. Do not try and keep a good standing relationship with the BPO service you are subscribed to by padding these numbers. Everyone loses in the end. Okay, Bernie, I'm going to chime in on that, and then we'll turn it over. But you wrote that for a couple of different reasons. I'm doing this video for a particular reason, and the human side of it is, one, I want to help everybody watching, because if I help you guys, you're going to need me to fund your back-to-back closings. That's genuinely coming from my heart. I do want to help you. I do want to help you be successful. This can be a frustrating business, but at the end of the day, it's also money motivated. Period. You know that, and I know that. And when people are doing BPOs, they're out there, they're trying to scratch and claw and make a living just like you are. And the more BPOs they do in a day, and the easier they make it on themselves to not get flagged and harassed, then they're going to have more money in their pocket and struggle less. And that's what we're all after. I totally understand what you're saying, and I'm in total agreement with it. I agree with your statement. I think it's a disservice. It's extremely frustrating. I don't think that these clearinghouses are doing any favors when they say, pick on an agent because they're deviated too far from the listing price. I don't think there's any favors being done there. I think it hurts everybody in the long run. I'm on your team, brother, okay? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're all out there fighting, scratching, and clawing to make a living, and that's what's going on. It's money motivated. It's money driven. It's what caused this problem. It's what's going to fix this problem. And I'll get off my high horse and see if you have anything to say about that. I mean,
I think you said it pretty well. I will tell you again, it depends on the BPO agent. I remember when you and I first started talking about me doing BPOs, and you were shocked that I did them. And one of the things that I said that I do is I always try to find the lowest values. And you said, well, you're not the